One of the greatest mindset shifts that's helped me a lot over the last few years is learning to basically stop thinking about whatever is not in your control. Not even to think about, not even to let that thought get into your head. I think almost everyone at some point in their life, you spend a lot of time, a lot of mental energy on things that you start worrying about things that you literally have zero control over, and you kind of don't know why you do it, but then you still do it, and you hate that. You want to get rid of it, but then you can't help it. You just keep thinking about it. You overthink about it, and it drains you. It's something that really drains. I mean, just think about it. You're worrying about something that you can literally do nothing about. It's not a very pleasant feeling, and I used to do it a lot up until 2023 when it genuinely got like this was. I used to do it a lot throughout my life, but in 2023, it got too much. It got too bad to the point where I needed to make a change, and I just decided, you know what? Whenever this thought comes into my head, whenever the thought comes into my head that I know I have nothing to do with, where I cannot control anything, I'm just going to completely ignore it and pretend and just get that thought out of my head as much as possible. And basically, what I did was shift my attention to something else. So the moment, let's say I'm sitting here typing something on the laptop, the thought comes into my head. Shift that thought to something else. If I can't do anything about it, shift it to something else. Do something else. Think about something else. Don't let that thought sit in my head and space in my head and have me spend minutes thinking about that when I can't even do anything about it. And over time, if you just keep practicing this, that thought, like when you can't do something, it's almost something that you just naturally start ignoring. You don't even have to think about it. It's something that takes a lot of time, but if you keep over time consciously putting that thought away, putting that thought away, putting that thought away, I promise you'll get to a stage eventually where those thoughts don't even enter your head. Like you're not even going to think. You're naturally not. You're naturally going to your brain is almost going to just ignore thoughts that you can't do anything about, ignore things that you can't have a control over. And I'll be honest, just because you do this doesn't mean you're going to be happy all the time, your mental health is going to be perfect all the time. No, you're still going to have problems and stuff. That's natural. But I do think there is a huge benefit in not thinking about things that you can't control. It just frees up your mind a lot, and you're able to spend time thinking about, you're able to spend your energy up in here thinking about things that actually matter and things that you can actually do something about. Because when you get rid of thoughts that you can't do anything about, or even if it's a problem, something that you're worrying about, you know that you can fix that, you can actually do something about it. So I think that's yeah, it just gives you a lot of mental freedom, honestly. And in terms of how to do that, like I said, it's just a matter of, it's as simple as shifting your attention to something else. The moment that thought comes into your head and you know very well, okay, I actually cannot do anything about this, shift your attention to something else. Shift your attention to something else, do something else, think about something else. And if you consciously do this, or don't do it for 2 weeks and then be like, oh, I'm still getting these thoughts in my head, and then give up. No, you have to consciously, push those thoughts away from your head. And over the next few months, I promise you, you will see results. Probably like, I don't know, I started to notice those thoughts going out of my head probably 3 months of constantly doing that. It's not something that you have to like focus and do every day, but whenever those thoughts come into your head, you just have to push away those thoughts, think about something else. And controlling your mind is a great power that a lot of people don't have, because your mind is everything. What you do, what you think, what you feel, a lot of it is up in here, right? And if you have control over this, you have control over a lot of things. And yeah, you can, I genuinely think you can accomplish and like do whatever the heck you want in this world if you have control over your mind. A lot of people don't have complete control over their mind. Even I don't have complete control over my mind. So sometimes you know something is wrong and yet you want to do it. Something is right and you kind of want to ignore it. That's that's being a human. But I think the more control you gain over your mind, I think it's great, and I think you're going to have a huge advantage over a lot of people on this planet. So if you get thoughts that you have no control over, and you constantly think about it, just focus on pushing those thoughts away. Focus on something else whenever those thoughts enter your head over a period of time, and I promise you, naturally, you won't even get those thoughts anymore. It's almost like your brain will know, okay, this guy can't do anything about it. I'm not going to put this thought in his head. It's literally going to be like that. But yeah, don't ignore it and just let these thoughts continue to consume your head, because it's very draining, man. It's very draining. You don't want to be constantly thinking about something when you can't do anything about it. It's a very I used to get headaches sometimes, honestly, thinking about this. Yeah, my overthinking levels were through the roof. Don't overthink. some people, I've genuinely seen this. They like to overthink and think it's cool for some reason. Oh, I have a problem and I get to talk about it to people. No, it's not cool. No one cares about it. Just solve that issue. Don't just keep it in your head. Yeah, save yourself a lot of energy. Yeah.